Guys, this is Yarra here, coming to you once again live from South Yarra Park, and having a seat this time for this video. Last time I did it walking and talking, which is a little extra challenge, so we're on a park bench. What I want to talk about today is something that's just recently changed in the world of email marketing, which is because of Google's new Gmail tabbed function. Now, you've probably seen this if you're a Gmail user. They've added these tabs to the folders so that it actually filters where your email goes. So basically what will happen is email will come into your Gmail account, and then Google will decide whether it puts it into your priority inbox, or whether it puts it into your social media tab, or whether it puts it into your promotions tab or other tabs it has there for you. Now, the problem with this, if you're like me and you're an email marketer and you send newsletters to people, even if those newsletters have no promotional content, it's just free advice and training, that you're not trying to sell anything, it'd still be looked at as a promotional email and go into that promotions tab. Now, I've sent an email to my newsletter already telling people to put my message into the main priority box and then tick to say yes, I always do that, because obviously I want people to have my email in their main inbox. That's not going to happen all the time. There's probably no doubt hundreds if not thousands of people who will now have my emails going to the promotions box among all the other promotional emails from online shopping stores, other email marketers, all the newsletters they subscribe to. So I don't know how much of an impact this is going to have on things like open rates and click rates. It's yet to be seen. I have to watch my numbers and see if there's an obvious decline. And of course, I recommend if you're doing email newsletters and email marketing, you do the same. First piece of advice in this video is I do recommend you send a letter, an email to your list and say, give them instructions like I did to put your newsletter into the main priority inbox and say yes to make that permanent, so that you can at least get some of the people back into your normal email newsletter where they always see your stuff at the front. That's the most important thing. Or you can do what I've done. I've actually turned off all the tabs on my email Gmail service, so I don't really have any difference. All my messages still go into my main inbox. I only have the one inbox. So you can tell your subscribers to do that as well if they don't want Google automatically filtering their email, which personally, I don't like it when other people filter my messages. I like to set up my own filters and decide what goes where, not have Google decide what they think goes where. So, but you can't control what your subscribers are going to do, and most people won't even know what to do. It'll just be a new feature, it will suddenly appear, and that's it. So, the important point here is it's getting harder to reach people with email. Now, email marketing has been the best responsive mechanism I've had for the last 10 years in online business. But the fact is, it's going to decrease in responsiveness. It's such a crowded medium now. There's so much junk going to email. People don't look forward to email the way they used to. So, as a result of this, I'm starting to think about what I'm going to change about my business to make sure that I can still reach people. Now, I think one of the ways you can do this is look at alternatives to email. Obviously, you're going to keep using email. I still think email will be the most responsive mechanism I have, but I'm starting to basically hedge my bets by setting up other channels of direct communication with my readers. Now, blogging and RSS has been good for a while, but it's never been nearly as good as email. It's okay. It's a pull method instead of a push method. People have to actually go to their RSS feed and pull my content, rather than me pushing it out to them like with email. The other method of push content that you might be aware of is through mobile. If you have an iPhone or most of the HTC or Samsung phones, the Android phones, they have these push notifications where at the top of your phone you get a little ding saying that something is updated. It might be Facebook, it might be in your email, it might be one of your apps. That's another form of instant notification. So that actually might be one of the best formats of almost as good as email means of direct communicating with our subscribers. So I'm now looking at ways to get into people's mobile inbox, and that's why I'm looking at things like perhaps having an iTunes magazine, perhaps having an app version of my content, my products. Making sure I've got multiple channels, in particular on mobile, is becoming, I think, one of the most important things you can work on, because as everyone knows, mobile is the fastest growing source of internet traffic. In fact, I believe it's surpassed well and truly now all other forms of internet traffic. Mobile is number one. So you need to really consider what kind of touch points you can have, especially push-based touch points in the future, to basically hedge your bets, as I said, in case email is not as good as it once was, and it's going to decrease. Everything's becoming slowly more competitive, more difficult to use, so now is really a great time to think about what channels you can build to reach new people in a method that is more direct response related. So by far the closest to email I've seen at the moment anyway is those push notifications on your mobile phone. Blogging is always good, YouTube is always good, podcasting is always good, but if you can find ways to make this content that gets pushed to people, that's better because you have another means to grab someone's attention instantly. And of course you have to find ways to do it where it's not intrusive, where they're receptive to your content, where they like what they're getting from you. Plus you can have marketing messages in them. You know, that's why a YouTube video or a podcast being sent to a person's mobile phone is great, because you can give content and then you can promote as well at the same time. So anyway, that's just what I'm thinking about right now. I'm looking at what I'm going to do over the next few years, just in case email is not going to be my main source of income, which would be a first for it's been my main source of income over the last 6 or 7 years fairly consistently, and much bigger than any other source of income. So I'm just being a little bit careful because everything is slowly becoming more difficult, and you really do need to be prepared, which is the most important thing. Okay, that's it from my video in the park today. I hope you got something from it. My name is Yarrow. You can go to my YouTube channel by going to yaro.tv, where you can join my email list. Funny enough, I still recommend you join my newsletter if you're not on my newsletter. And you can also go to my blog by Googling my name, which is Yarrow, Y-A-R-O. I'll talk to you again soon on a future video. Bye-bye.